Live now. I will know in 3 seconds. 3, 2, we're live. What's up? Absolutely. We'll never know. We'll know after, and that's fine. Hey, Alicia's not here, but we have a very special guest, Mr. Larry David. He's going to he took a vow of silence and he speaks with music now. Exactly. Larry, what would you say is your favorite non he says can't hear Jordan. Oh, that might be my fault. Hang on. Uh-oh. That's a whole other thing, huh?
We just got a lot of stuff going on.
How about
here.
now?
How about now? Colin Sullivan.
Say some stuff, Jordan.
I'm saying some
Oh,
stuff.
you're good now, brother. I got you. Jordan mic is on now. Good save, fellas. That would have been awesome.
Good save. That would have been ridiculous.
Yeah, that would have been sick. But anyway, Larry, what was your favorite non-musical intro to a wrestling theme song ever? Oh, okay. Great answer, Larry.
Yeah. Incredible stuff. Larry goes deep, and he's a big fan of Foley.
That is true.
Yeah.
The wrestler and the method of sound design.
The method of sound design, absolutely. Larry David, Emmy Award winner. Thank you so much for being here.
So true.
We are not going to be doing an entrance theme remix because at the end of the episode, the final 15 minutes are going to be Larry David giving us his top 10 favorite tag teams from
It's true.
from the 1980s.
It's true. That'll be edited out. So that'll actually be just private for Jordan and I after, but we'll tell you all about it next week.
We're gonna you guys, I'm so excited to hear about the NWA, the YMCA, all of that.
The territories.
The territories.
The YMCA,
absolutely.
dude. Vince
Avenue
really
Q.
fucked up the YMCA, you know?
Oh my God. They had just a lot of cocaine booking in that area.
So true, man. So where do we begin today?
All right. Well, today, folks, we mostly just got to talk about how the Triple H era of WWE is going at this point. Like, I think the big news is him bringing a ton of stars back from his like last days of NXT.
And it's interesting because, like, I guess I'll just get right into it, huh?
Yeah, just get right into it.
The last days of NXT lost the war, brother.
Yes.
Like Dakota Kai is one thing because she's awesome and she never got her time in the sun on the main roster, you know. But
totally.
like some could argue that Karrion Kross is like the last thing that didn't work. That was the catalyst for Vince taking over.
Totally. I actually don't know. Like, famously, a bunch of superstars in NXT cut promos on him about how no one's kind of interested in whatever he's doing.
And like
Adam and
Johnny had cut the same thing. Like, hey man, like you need this presentation because you suck and I'm awesome. And I've seen a bunch of stuff about those, and like essentially his responses would get cut at the last minute. And the idea would be, well, your response is that you win the match. And in some ways I can see that, like, okay, you get to say all this stuff because you're putting me over clean. But like the promos are the only thing staying on Twitter. We don't know. I don't know what happened in those matches.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. I just I think they're clearly putting him right at the top of the card. I'm not into this version. I've seen, again, I'm the Lucha Underground guy.
You
I liked the White Rabbit thing. I thought that when him is like a buff Hugo Strange Batman villain type guy, sure, that's a great presentation for this dude.
But even that is like right now he's in there with Roman and Drew.
Insane.
I'm supposed to believe that this guy that Vince was like, I mean, and this isn't saying much because he says this about all kinds of top stars, but like clearly Triple H sees something in him or he wouldn't have brought him back. But this is the guy that the consensus seemed to be, hey, brother, there's nothing that special about you. So sorry.
Yeah, I'm down to be proven wrong, but I don't know. Usually when you get that, even in Triple H NXT, when he'd be pushing a guy and you were like, I don't know about this.
Mm-hmm.
It usually he didn't end up like changing anybody's mind.
Like a Lars Sullivan type or something like that.
Lars Sullivan, yeah, everyone was like, yeah, all right. How, no more though?
Yeah.
Come on.
And then he was gone.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
So I think I do think that it is interesting that like he's bringing people back. This like SummerSlam was last weekend. It feels like it was 2 months ago, but it was last weekend.
Yeah.
Which is pretty insane. And he's already bringing all these folks back, which like again, we're both real excited about Dakota.
She's great.
Io Sky.
Io is
one of the best.
Fucking goat.
She's the goat.
Dude.
She's the goat.
Yeah.
I was wondering who his first like fella coming back was gonna be. He's clearly starting to push Ciampa on Raw. That's the big like. Do you feel that obviously his presence, like the Triple H presence, is felt on both shows already?
It is, and obviously it's gonna take some time. You're not just gonna be like, oh my god, the show is better now, because it's gonna take more than the same guys wrestled the same guys for 2 fucking years, and I think that's the instant thing that can make it better. But there's still just there's a stank on there, you know?
I think,
you smell that stank?
I smell, absolutely. I thought I was going to try to watch a Raw or whatever, but once it gets into the mid-carders, I think it's really just that like they cleaned house on the roster.
It's gone.
They only got like what, a Madcap Moss, and when that guy comes out, I'm like,
dude, his name is still Madcap Moss. He's not even a chucklehead anymore. He's just a guy. He's just like black spandex and he's smiling, but he's not a madcap anymore, you know?
Yeah, it's super weird. I think it's just going to take a hot minute, but I think it's very interesting that we're just seeing Triple H go like, yeah, all my shit from NXT coming back.
How about, my first course of action, bringing back the catalyst for NXT 2.0, arguably.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't know. Apparently the pop was pretty dead for him. I was never. Everyone big ups the entrance also on this guy. I thought it was a little wonky.
I like the idea, the idea and the attempt at the theatricality of it, you know? Of like, hey, let's have this hot girl come out and lip sync is
do a drag number.
Inarguably cool.
Totally.
But I just like I don't know if it works every time. That's the thing.
It didn't work every time. I think the song is a little weird. I also think that it just this version of spooky evil guy is like a little outdated. Like there's just like we don't
why
do
are you evil
anymore?
It's just being done so much better everywhere else, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Spooky evil. They just tried it.
It didn't work.
It didn't work, and now they're doing the full 180. And it's just, he's like, all right, well, we're gonna try it one more time.
Listen, go. I hope it works. I want everybody to like do a good job. I'm surprised. I feel like the consensus on when that happened was, oh, this is the first like universally questionable decision. In this era is like bringing Karrion Kross back,
unless he's there to get killed by Roman, because Roman's killed everybody for one. So if he's gonna keep this 600,000 day reign going, he's got to kill more guys.
He's got to kill some guys.
If that's what Kross is there for, then so be it. But I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, there are rumors that they're gonna like, I don't know, throw him into the castle match and make it like a no.
Oh my goodness. So that Drew can pin him.
I don't know. I still want the fantasy booking. I think that'd be fun if you have what's his name? Austin Theory come in, cash in. I almost called him Austin Aries. Which is a guy that has not existed for 5 years.
It's understandable. I feel like they both make us feel kind of a similar way. One justified, one maybe just subconscious.
Yeah. One is just like, you gonna have that beard, man?
Dude, man, I rewatched the Bound for Glory thing the other day with Aries and Johnny Mundo.
I don't even know what you're. I don't know.
Oh my God, where he just no-sold him. Have you seen that?
I didn't know about that.
Oh,
I don't know about
this. Dude, it's brutal. It's this was during their feud when Taya Valkyrie said something about him being short.
Right.
And Aries don't like that. So he came back and said was like, why do you like calling me short with your husky wife or something like that? And after like
so rude.
Yeah, and it's like he was doing this stuff to like build for the rematch or something, but he just, as soon as the 3 count hit, he just rolled out of the ring and left. Like no nothing. It's just the wackest looking thing of all time.
That is truly whack.
I just rewatched it. It's awesome.
I love a fit. I love a tantrum. I'm here for the drama.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because then it's just like that guy's ruined forever after that. And then he's losing his mind and I'm reaping all the benefits, you know?
Yeah.
Love it, great style.
I love it. Speaking of losing your goddamn mind, I'm about to lose my fucking mind because Sasha and Naomi are they just announced that they're gonna come back. They didn't even put them on TV.
Is that what happened?
They have apparently they have re-signed. I'm going to say allegedly, but we're going to have the conversation as if they have re-signed. Triple H got him back, which makes a ton of sense because Triple H
is her biological father, you know,
is her dad. Yeah. You know, gay, like, of course, always had Sasha's back. Mm-hmm. Like, I think Triple H can say stuff to Sasha and she'll be like, oh yeah, this guy,
I believe you.
I believe you. I don't believe the broken man.
Yeah.
The broken old man.
I mean, I would imagine that decision came with boatloads of cash, brother. So
oh yeah.
So there's that part, you know. He's like, okay, let's get rid of Johnny Ace and divide his salary to them.
Smart.
It's very smart. But then
she should be, yeah.
They're at C2E2 this weekend. She's taking pics with Danhausen, flipping the bird, brother. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I love that.
Great.
That to me was another thing that was like, damn, she don't give a fuck anymore.
She doesn't give a fuck anymore. But also, dude, awesome. I absolutely go back to WWE. That's so much less work for her. She didn't got a rebrand. She gets to go back and just like do exactly what she thought she was going to do.
Lose to Liv Morgan at WrestleMania. make millions of dollars.
Sure.
Mandalorian season 3, you know.
Are they doing a season 3? What's up with
dude,
that? I'm not a Star Wars guy.
It's starting a little late this time, but I
didn't know if Boba Fett was the season 3 or not.
It's like 2.5.
Okay.
It jumped the Boba. Did you watch it?
I watched like the first 3 episodes.
Dude, 5 and 6 are like straight up Mando episodes.
Mm-hmm.
They're worth the whole journey.
Okay.
Dude, it's when season 2 ends, you're like, wow, where is this gonna go? That's crazy. And then they just give it to you in Mando season in Boba Fett, those 2 episodes. It's wild.
Right, yeah, they do like the CGI, more CGI Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, it looks way better. Do you know why?
Hmm.
Some like YouTube deepfake guy was like, I can make this better. Here's my work versus Disney's. So they just fucking hired him.
All that shit scares.
It's crazy.
I hate it.
I love it, dude.
I'm glad it's for somebody. I like can't look at it and go like, I'm looking at a ghost right now.
I agree with that. That
chosen ghost.
For that part, I understand, but like AI generated art is my shit right now, dude. I love it. I'm doing that for all album covers from now on. I'm just typing in like scary ghosts pissing on a castle. Like I'm just going with that from now
on. 100%.
Dolly art by Dolly too, dude. That's my future.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
do you have to pay? Do you have to pay for it?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just free.
Cool.
It's too powerful, man.
Insanity.
I'm gonna make some paintings on it. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna type in beautiful oil painting and just print it out and frame it.
All right, well, speaking of powerful, a powerful decision was Logan Paul not returning to WWE until 2023.
How can that be?
He's gonna do a boxing match, I guess.
So he needs fucking 4 months for that?
I don't know. That's if I was WWE, I would be pissed.
For sure. Dude, I mean, you hire a money drawing the least likable person maybe of all time.
Of all time.
And then you're like, well, we're gonna make you a baby face because you really want to be or something, I guess. You want to sell your fucking shirts.
To be a baby face.
That's real?
That's real.
Suck my dick.
Why do you need to contractually obligated to be a baby face?
He's got Hogan. Logan Paul gets Hogan creative control.
I guess so. Here's the thing. How are they... Is he actually draw? They had the highest rated Raw without him.
I know.
Is he worth the money? What do they think is actually going to happen? I get like the headline boom around.
That's why they did it.
Sure.
They wanted the Sports Center tweet. That's the whole fucking thing behind it.
You're gonna pay
Hogan Paul.
Everyone is Hogan Paul. Everyone is a fucking maniac.
Dude, that is hiring him was psycho, but like a no-brainer, but also
psychotic.
What the fuck?
It's obvious, like if you were gonna hire him and he has to be a babyface, like that shit is not gonna work.
I've been like, no, nobody likes you. Everybody reluctantly watches your stuff.
I have never seen. I did not know who he was until like 2 years ago.
Oh, I've seen it all. You didn't see the Suicide Forest thing?
No, I heard
Dude,
about.
That was legendary. He's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, I heard that he is. Everyone was like, "You haven't heard of this guy, Logan Paul? He's the worst man in the world.
He's a
YouTuber."
Yeah,
and I was like, "I'm not gonna watch."
I'm obsessed with both of them, dude. They're so fascinating to me. They're like they're zoo animals to me. I'm obsessed.
You're like my my partner. Just like watching the Kardashians.
Absolutely,
out of, fascination.
Gotta know. Well, anyway, he goes to the Suicide Forest in Japan, and to looking for corpses. That's the whole reason they're there. And when they find one, he like has the camera pan over to it, and they're like, is that a dead body? And it pans back to Logan and he goes, yup. And they're like, this is gonna be the sickest vlog ever. We gotta post this. It's fucking incredible.
It's a culturally disrespectful Stand By Me
Yeah.
vlog.
Yeah. The whole thing too. And they're like doing the Mario Kart in the street thing, but like not following the etiquette at all. It's just the opposite of what like Japan expects from visitors. It's so awesome. It's awesome because fuck him. Not like I'm with Japan on this one. Trust me. But man,
I would love Japan should absolutely. I hope that's the boxing match. It's him versus all of Japan.
Oh God,
they get to beat the shit out of him.
Lifetime ban from Japan. Logan Paul.
That would be incredible. Very funny.
Seal it
up. But I'm shocked. Also, like, dude, in a box, like he could get. There's a reason that like Vince never let any of the wrestlers like do MMA or whatever while they're under contract because they can get fucked up.
Well, that and you look like shit if you lose.
That too.
You're delegitimized.
Mm-hmm.
So kayfabe, brother. You lose your fucking rigged boxing fight. Well, I don't know. Then what are you doing in wrestling? This ain't your world. This ain't his world, man.
I agree.
He's pretty good at it though. I'll give him that.
For sure.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We got a lot, as we said last time, there's a lot of unlikable guys who are really good at wrestling.
Absolutely.
And it is a art form that is chock full of those types of fellas.
Too true.
Moving on, like I guess I will say this. AEW it doesn't feel like the exciting new thing anymore. It's like the conversation, at least conversation wise, it has pivoted to being like to the focus being on WWE and what are they going to do? And
how long does that last? You know,
well, that's what I was going to say is like how like at this juncture, does AEW pivot and do something, or do they wait it out and stay the course?
Wait it out, stay the course. Clear, they've got a long-term plan with this MJF thing, and it's gonna end. Oh, absolutely, and it's gonna end spectacularly, and it's gonna be so satisfying. Whenever MJF is champion and he's opening and closing the show every week, it will be the new exciting thing once again.
For sure.
Where every time he's on, you're like, what crazy thing is he going to say now?
You don't think there's any chance that Papa H is going to just dump a pile of money?
I think he'll try, but I think Tony knows what he's worth.
I would hope so.
Because look at Cody, dude. Cody did that whole thing. He had his moment, and he's just another injured guy, you know?
For sure.
And I don't.
Yeah, who knows? Now Vince isn't there anymore. He didn't agree to like Triple H might not. With Vince there, Cody absolutely wins the Rumble, wins the belt at WrestleMania.
The belts.
You know the whole thing with Cody. He wanted to bring back the winged eagle. Dumbest goddamn belt name of all time.
Because every eagle is winged.
Every eagle has the bird belt.
I would be more impressed at an unwinged eagle. Just a fucking eagle stanced up. The armed eagle, just 2 guns instead of wings. Give me that belt.
Give me a cyborg eagle.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just 2 guns.
This is think outside the fucking box, Cody. What are you doing, man?
Absolutely. But yeah, he wants to bring back the Bird Championship and retire both belts. Which here's the thing.
I'm into that.
If he did it,
be over.
I'd be like, all right.
I'd vote for him for.
I take it back
for Secretary of Treasurer at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's winning the Rumble, right?
I mean, I would assume, but now with Papa H in charge, who knows?
Yeah,
the
money's still coming, you know? They're still paying for that for him.
Totally. But they're paying apparently Triple H, I don't know if he's too concerned with that because they've been paying a lot of money to a lot of different things that aren't getting a lot of use.
Allegedly.
I was talking about Logan Paul, but also that.
Yeah, that too.
Also that.
With
also the alleged.
Colin Sullivan says with Kenny Punk and MJF coming soon, I think AEW will be in great shape. I agree. That injured list is coming to an end, you know? And
yeah, listen, I'm just reading the bullet points. These
you're
are
doing
not
you're doing great. Don't worry.
Like,
this is your least questionable episode yet, I'll say. You're doing great, Jim. This is the sanest you've ever sounded.
Yeah, absolutely. My very agreeable wrestling opinion.
Exactly. I think this they're gonna ride the wave, weather the storm, because All Out is gonna fucking kick ass, you know, as it does. You know? Last year, All Out, what the fuck, man?
Oh yeah.
That was the best show ever.
Yeah. Still the best match I've ever seen is Lucha Brothers Bucks in the cage.
It's the coolest thing ever.
It was the coolest thing ever.
That was only a year ago?
It was a fucking year ago. We've been doing this show officially for a year.
Is that true?
Last Monday
was
the anniversary because we did our first one after SummerSlam.
Dude, huge. Congrats, man.
Congrats.
We did it. That's awesome.
Congrats.
If any of the 21 of you have been here for a year, thanks, guys.
Get yourself a cake.
Get yourself a cake. I'm not paying. Is it time to play the game?
I'm not paying.
It's time to play the game.
That I will say. I'm always gonna watch Dynamite. Our friends are there. I'm guaranteed good wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
But the what if and the curiosity, it absolutely surrounds WWE right now. Like,
sure.
There is the intrigue they're gonna have. How long do you think that they actually have that before it taps out and you're just like, yeah, right, I see what this is.
What's the next pay-per-view? Fucking Extreme Rules?
Castle.
Oh, the Castle thing? Okay.
Castle thing.
Like, I don't care about that already. I'm curious to see what happens on the TV, but there's still nothing that is getting me to, like, I'm not watching SmackDown live for any reason.
Right.
I won't do it. I'll catch the highlights the next day. Raw?
Oh, yeah.
Easy. But still, I'll watch the first hour and be like, okay, they lost me.
Yeah, they be losing.
It's still a 3-hour show, you know?
It's still 3 hours. The thing is that, you know, we are actually watching the first hour, which we 100% were not beforehand. So they got me there. Here, I will give them this. I'm making if Drew wins the belt at Clash of the Castle,
he has to, dude.
I'll watch the whole 3 hours of Raw the next day.
Why else is that show in the UK? That's for him.
If he doesn't win, I'm back out.
Okay. I feel like that show exists in spite of his silent WrestleMania moment, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Like, you're giving him his thing and his moment in his hometown. So yeah, that's cool. But after that, what's best case scenario? What's gonna get me to watch these shows? I can't think of a thing with the roster that they have that will create must see.
I will say the women's division will get me to watch. I mean, that's
how, but who? Liv Morgan is champion.
I don't think that that was a Vince decision.
Yeah.
Ultimately, is Liv. I think that Triple H understands the importance, or he understands how everyone feels about the four horsewomen, and I think he also understands how to build to the next thing. So I think probably what he's going to do is put some prestige back into the horsewomen, understand that they are really the pillars,
Yeah.
and make them the threats. Like already, like he brought back Bailey, and she's like running a
She's
crew,
the
and
best,
Bailey
so.
Bailey is the fucking best. We are #1 Bailey fans.
It's true.
We love Bailey. Pam, Team Pam.
Yeah.
I think that the potential for the women's division is just what's getting me to watch, because like would get me to watch.
Sure.
Because Bianca's great. I love the year we were wrong. A year ago we were really mad about the Bianca squash, but we
were right that you don't have to do it that way.
You didn't have to.
It's not you don't have to kill somebody in order to make them likable.
Yeah, it didn't I just assumed that they were going to drop that ball. When we did that, when we did our first episode, I was like, yeah, they're not going to, there's no way that they can pay it off. But I feel
they paid it off.
As shit.
They bit their nose to spite their face, and then got a really expensive facial reconstructive surgery, and it looks great. Not a botch job, but still, the road to get there doesn't have to be that fucked up.
It doesn't have to.
And it's like, yeah, the Bailey's new stable is cool. It's like 3 awesome badass chicks. But man, I got the stank, you know? It's gonna take a while, if ever, to get rid of the stank.
It really is. And it's especially because, you know, we're seeing creatively he's like decisions get made, you know, like superstars, like different wrestlers coming back and whatnot. But you know, they still have made a lot of fucking crazy decisions over the years that it's gonna take a while to like work off of it. It's gonna be a long time before they can, even if it ever happens, before they have a genuinely cool wrestling product. It's gonna be a lot of work.
I would imagine this trios tournament has to start this Wednesday, right?
It's gotta.
If the champions are being crowned it all out.
Yeah. I guess, like, do you have to, I guess what it means is, do you have to have a team all set? Like, because are we waiting for Kenny or Adam?
It seems like Hangman and the Hung Bucks are going to be the thing rather than Kenny. Maybe
I'm here for it. I'm so excited.
Undisputed. So what teams are in this conversation? Death Triangle, House of Black, maybe. House of Black seems to be tied up in other stuff. So they're the perfect like #1 trios contenders for when the tournament's over.
I agree.
Because you can't have them lose in the tournament. Doesn't make sense.
You can't. I think you're right. I think they got to beat whoever wins it, and then they get a long run.
Totally.
But I understand that you have to throw a like, you know, your most famous guy for the first thing or whatever.
It's just how it is. It's like Jericho being champion, you know?
Yep.
Hangman and the Bucks being the first trios champions makes sense. Because it just has that, you know, it has several layers of built-in story in it. Especially if the final is them against Cole and Red Dragon.
Yeah, I would love. I want them as the team more than I want Kenny on the team at this point.
Hangman and the Bucks.
Hangman and the Bucks. Yeah. I'm so, the second they teased it, it was the right thing to do. It pulled at my heartstrings.
100%.
I want I like You know, I want the Bucks to chase down Hangman in the airport,
Agreed.
stop him from getting on.
Kenny left as world champion, you know? He was world champion the night he walked in there as world champion on his last night. So he doesn't need to be coming back for trios championships. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like from a logic standpoint, he's not going to come back and be like, I wanted to team with the Young Bucks for these belts. He wants his title back, you know?
Do you make him a heel?
No, there's no way he gets booed when he's back. I feel like he's making the save or something, you know?
Yeah.
He's the GOAT and he's been out. It's gonna be like Triple H in the denim jacket coming back. It's gonna be fucking insane.
Yeah.
It'll be second loudest thing behind Punk at the first dance, you know?
Yeah, damn.
That was
so crazy.
Was so cool.
That was the loudest thing.
The loudest thing for so long.
I will say, I think right before the bell rung, or right as the bell rung for Brian and Kenny and Arthur Ashe, I was in the building.
Was it insane?
It was legitimately, I was like, I can hear the frequencies dying as this is happening. I can hear amongst the, I can hear.
Wow.
Yeah. It was the loudest crowd I've ever been.
That was one of the really best things I've ever seen. So just more of that, you know?
I want more of that. What do Brian and Kenny do now that they're back?
Run it back, brother. Who doesn't give me a number one contendership tournament and let one of them have a clean win?
For sure.
After a draw when Kenny was hurt, you'd think maybe Kenny would win.
I think that the Danielson is like ready to we got to talk about Garcia.
Oh my God.
Last Wednesday.
A made man.
Holy
shit. That was awesome.
Garcia has just, I feel like there was a lot of like poo-pooing when the Jericho Appreciation Society started. People were a little bummed that he wasn't going to be in like the Blackpool Combat Club or whatever. But this dude, this group has been amazing for him.
He is perfect as the antithesis of the Blackpool Combat Club, because he's literally like, I can do everything you can do, and I can do the stuff that makes money.
Yep.
And it's like he's got the best of both worlds, and like that's the whole character, is that like I'm doing both of these things, and I just beat the best guy ever. So he's permanently stamped legitimate, no matter how kooky the ending was.
It was kooky, but like he's still like, you know, a pass out. Just that was what like one of the most brutal versions of whatever the fuck that submission is called.
Yeah,
like unbelievable stuff.
Agreed. Metalhead Brandon just asked if we saw FTR versus Briscoes 2 out of 3 falls. Brother, did we ever? That match was painted by Vincent Van Gogh, is how I'll best describe it.
Yeah. I love that. That match had just so many surprising levels. When it just turns into the fist fight.
The fist fight, dude.
I literally couldn't believe it.
Fucking perfect. That's just like, I don't think anybody's ever paid for a Fathom Events screening at the movie. You know, when you go to the events and they're like, Fathom Events presents
AEW.
Like Peter Pan live in Peoria. I would do that. I would use one of my AMC Stubs 3 times a month reservations to just watch that match in Dolby again.
Yeah.
Just masterful. There for that as well. That match was insane to see live. I would have loved to have been there live. Cool.
Ned Schneebly.
Cool pick. Ned Schneebly.
Ned Schneebly. He's at the old Ned. He's going to the big shows.
Mm-hmm.
You love to see it. We didn't even get to. We honestly didn't really get to talk about last week's Dynamite because we had internet.
The connection issue was so funny.
Yeah.
So at least there's that
connectivity problems.
It was so good. I think it was my fault too, so I'm sorry for blaming you. I restarted my phone and I had never had faster internet in my whole life. It was sick.
That fucking rules.
Yeah. I literally gaslit you digitally.
I was like, I kind of now just want to do
pantomime.
Yeah, pantomime.
Yeah, no word show. AEW Dynamite, a no words review.
Miming a suplex.
Yeah. And be like that was great.
Oh my god. I think we should probably talk a little bit about this that wild Bray Wyatt tweet.
Do you have it in front of you? Do you have it pulled up?
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
You need to read it live. Here, I'll read it in Fiend voice.
Yeah, please do it.
Here, is this working?
Testing.
Nope.
Testing. All
right. Someone wrote the headline, Bray Wyatt responds to criticism of his cryptic ass meaningless doo-doo.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Wrestling is not a love story. It's a fairy tale for masochists. A comedy for people who understand punchlines.
Can you hear me? Is the voice working?
It is. I can sort of understand.
All right. The people will hear me better.
A fantasy most can't understand. A spectacle no one can deny. Lines are blurred. Heroes are villains. Budgets are cut. Wink. Business is business. But it can be a land where dead men walk. Where honor makes you elite. Where demons run for office. When rock bottom is a reason to rejoice. Woo! If that's in there, by the way. It's an escape. A reason to point the blame at anyone but yourself for 2 to 3 hours. An excuse to be a kid again. And nothing matters except the moment we are in. Wrestling is
not a love story. It's much more. It's hope. Wait, what's this one?
And in a world surrounded by hate, greed, and violence, a world where closure may never come, we all know a place that has hot and cold hope on tap. For better or for worse.
Thank you so much. That was Bray Wyatt's Notes app tweet. What do we all think of that?
That was some old bullshit, man.
Let's break that down. I like that it was like responded to the tweet with coexist, but it was photoshopped out of various wrestling logos. That's good. I like that his response was like, don't read too much into it. It's not cryptic. And like the point is that it's cryptic. Like that's the purpose of writing it. Like I'm gonna make a cryptic thing. But don't read into it. It's not cryptic.
What is yeah, everyone is like, shut the fuck up.
Where honor makes you elite and demons run for office. That fucking killed me, dude.
That shit is so insane.
I just don't understand the point. Just to stay in the conversation?
I guess so. I mean, like, what is he even?
No idea. Dude.
What do you even do with him at this point? Like, would you be excited if he came back?
Me?
Were you even a Fiend guy or a Wyatt guy?
The idea, I was early Wyatt family. I was all in, dude. all in. The Fiend, I loved the look. I loved the presentation. Hated the matches. As soon as there was
the Balor one,
the first one, the squash.
the squash.
I mean, that one made sense because it was like, okay, this is his first thing. I guess he's got to squash him.
Yep.
And then that was it. They just did that every time. The red lights were fucking miserable.
Oh my god!
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck with the red light?
I don't know.
One could see. You couldn't even look at it.
No. So no, I'm not.
Yeah.
The song is sick. I love the song. You know,
Love
I think they did a great job there. I know that they are not psyched that it's like their number one played thing, but what can you do?
I mean, what was it not gonna be? It was on cable.
I know.
Once a week.
I know.
It
was on Fox
8 months.
For 8 months. Yeah, exactly. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do, man?
Yeah, it's no. It's like I feel like they not only booked themselves into a corner, they like he's fucked creatively now.
Well, I don't think anyone was a fan of what actually happened with the Fiend. On paper, to me, I've said it before. On paper, it's an unbelievable gimmick. To the children's show thing as the promos, and then being a monster. I like the concept of it. I love.
Yeah.
I never really loved the way that he looked as the Fiend. It was like, all right, fine, like fine.
Yeah, the mask is expensive. I get it.
I get it. It's a little weird. It is weird that I can see your human mouth through that open mouth.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that. I like that.
Yeah. Well, it just with the whole. I mean, it's just hard to do a supernatural thing.
It is.
I will say, the Firefly Funhouse match was my favorite.
Oh, that rocked.
That was my favorite of the
pandemic era,
Thunderdome, pandemic era match.
That was fantastic stuff.
I like it. I liked it more than the Boneyard thing. I thought it was fun. Like
they're neck and neck for me for sure.
But yeah, I don't. The problem is people loved the idea of that character so much that it clouds the fact that it was a bust.
You know what? It was to me immediately weird because I think we talked about this on the show 1 year ago, where the way that they announced that his name was the Fiend was when he came back to attack Balor. They're like, "That's Bray Wyatt," and Corey Graves just nonchalantly says, "The Fiend," and that was where they were like, his name is the Fiend now. Just Corey Graves going, "The Fiend. He just beat up Finn Balor. Bray Wyatt. The Fiend." And it was just so, I was like, oh, this is just some WWE bullshit, huh?
That's
how they did it, dude.
About that.
You gotta go back and watch the video of like the first attack when like the lights went off and he first showed up and in person and beat up Finn Balor. Corey Graves just says the Fiend. It is so bad. And I've never heard anybody else talk about being enraged by that, but I remember in the moment being like, the Fiend, and that's how this guy's called the Fiend now, and that's how they tell me that. The Fiend.
That sucks.
It was so bad.
That sucks so bad.
Yeah. So it was snake bit from the start to me, but then the entrance was so fucking sick. The head lantern was very cool. Yeah, the headlamp rocked.
I also liked, dude. Everyone. It felt like after the first month before he started fighting Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Like introduction, the one match, and then afterwards, I feel like there was a universal excitement.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was awesome.
We all liked cult leader Bray Wyatt. Like dude, everyone I knew was so excited that he like won the title that one time in the chamber.
But cult leader Bray Wyatt was fucked from the start too, because it was the opposite problem where he just only lost. You put him in these big feuds and he loses every time. So it got to the point where you're like, I don't care what this guy's got to say or does.
Exactly.
He's just talking shit to lose. And then the Fiend, they were like, all right, well, let's do the opposite. Let's make him win despite anything every time.
Which makes it that much harder when he loses. Like,
and then the DQ in the Hell in the Cell was when it was like, all right, this shit's over.
Did you hear that like Vince was laughing when he heard the boos? That the reports were just like, he just went like, ho, 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 when everyone started booing.
Well, I imagine that because he hears that and he goes, oh, that's heat. That's good heat. Like not understanding what that means.
Company.
Yeah. Like, it's good heat. The man's a menace, but he's gone. Larry, what do you think about The Fiend? So true, Larry.
So true. My God, he's what? This is why you've had a creative career for over 35 years.
It's true. So true. Well said.
So true.
And look at that smile.
Look at that smile. He'd pay. Listen, those HBO seasons, they paid for it. It might be one of the last things that HBO pays for.
No, don't say that, man. I don't want to start talking. I'm so hard. I don't know what's going on there, man. But if Tokyo Vice season 2 is in jeopardy, metaphorically, I'll be mad, dude.
It is a wild time for that.
You know what's nice? They're investing in reality-based programming. AEW kind of falls under that umbrella. Like non-hyper expensive revenue drawing things that do like around 1 million viewers a week.
Apparently we should have that conversation off air.
Okay. Works for me. Do you want to wrap this up and any closing remarks? Is that the last story?
I think that's kind of the Bray Wyatt thing is the last. I guess like let's wrap it up by saying like, what do you think is the best case scenario for Bray Wyatt now?
Just be in movies or something. Produce movies. I don't see a place for, and I don't say this as a guy who like dislikes the guy or the character or the wrestler or anything, because I think he's great, but like creatively I don't see a place for him anywhere, because I think he has this idea of himself that differs from the ideas that creative has for him.
Absolutely. I think it's also, I think the Fiend was like the last gasp of like supernatural wrestling shenanigans, and I can see, I saw the Firefly Funhouse match and I saw kind of what he thought he could do with it.
Yeah.
And I think that is a legitimate, fully realized vision, and I'm like, there is value to that, but that shit is like, it was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But
how many times does that work?
How many times does it work? And it also is so separated. I think that there might have been a world where you could have, used the Fiend as like a way to have very creative feuds that had that type of match type, and it would be a good way to do a big feud with Drew McIntyre, and then that's why he's like away from the title or whatever. It's because he's trapped in a weird supernatural world.
You could put Drew in like a Black Knight type situation where he transports into the moat back to ancient Scotland.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I was a huge Broken Universe guy. I loved all that shit. It gave a lot of people so much to do.
Yeah.
In that world, but I think that it's just, I think that shit is just shot down now. I think that because after the demic, people are done with the cinematic wrestling. Like, they'll watch a movie.
I need give me an audience, man. EJ Movement says he did do a movie last year. There you go. He's great. He's an unbelievable performer. He's at the top of his craft in this world. So as like a performer / actor, I think the sky's the limit. As a creative mind, sky's the limit. But in wrestling right now, I don't think a spot. I don't see a spot that makes sense for him really anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's mostly down to just cinematic, the cinematic wrestling. It got exhausted because we all had to watch it for a year and a half or whatever.
I want to see work rate, brother. That's what I'm into.
Yeah, we will watch a movie if we want to see cinematic shit.
100%, dude.
Which is why don't slash all narrative budgets. Discovery. God damn it.
God, I'll go fund me personally just to keep keep the scripted drama coming. All right, well, that's our show this week, everybody. We will see you next Monday. Larry, thank you so much for joining us. Alicia will be back Monday, so you're fired. All
right, so yeah, we're signing off right now. No more Alicia. It's fucking over. No, but everybody, please stay tuned for Larry David's top 10 tag teams of the 1980s. I'm excited.
Me too. Bye.